breastfeed my children. I have to pick them from school.
Because society expects them.
Then you go home and you cry and you stop your career. You can't do anything. Then you blame everybody. You took that choice.
What we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
Now 500 naira they collect them.
If you no talk, they go beat you.
Now 2,500 they pay.
Nigeria, by extension, Africa, is faced with a lot of challenges. The growing youth population with little engagement, that is a ticking time bomb. We are a blessed people with diverse culture and highly cerebral minds who have a lot to say. And yes, we are talking. It is important we drive the right conversation that informs, inspires, influences thoughts and action. If we say there's beauty in our diversity, then let us embrace our diverse culture. We must continue to courageously be the voice of transformation as we are the hope for the future. Yesterday's conversations shape today. What are you saying to shape your tomorrow? We know you have a lot to say, and we are here to hear you.
Hello and welcome to What Are You Saying? #Ways, where we talk about topics in the news as it affects us all. I am Osayiwa Mesali. And I have very vain people around me.
We're learning.
Hi, Elsie Godwin.
Hi, darling.
The queen of
Why
the
is it
vanity
Elsie
herself.
Godwin? Oh, God.
How is it doing you?
Gish, gish.
Oh, you're looking amazing.
Thank you,
I love the
darling.
outfit. You're looking so good. Are you going out after tonight?
Yes, I am.
I can imagine. Just be going, oh. Don't worry. You will see me here drink. Sure, you drink water a day.
No, I'll take Long Island.
It will choke you.
Yeah.
Just be having fun without me. You will choke.
This one is not food. It's just food
It's food.
and conversation, you know.
Okay. No, I don't want to be in that conversation.
No, you see. Yeah.
I don't want to be there. Hi, Isi.
Hi,
So
Uwa.
yesterday it was raining cats and dog. I was just remembering that you told me your Tuesdays are usually very, very hectic. So how did you cope with the rains and all of that?
We were in the rain. We were doing our thing as usual. By the time I was done with work, I just headed out. And of course, we had traffic to deal with.
Horrible.
It was horrible. What would we do? We went through it and got
Talking
home
about
safe
traffic,
and
I think
sound.
we're back to what Lagos used to be before COVID-19.
Like,
Lekki
seriously.
Expressway, at least let me talk about the one that I know that concerns me. The traffic. You can't say, oh, I'll leave the home at 10 and people would have gone to work. It is not constant from morning till night. And it's
you encounter
heavy.
traffic.
On the way to the studio, thank God I really don't have to deal with a lot of it anyway. I was coming and I was seeing the traffic. It was starting from Lekki Phase 1 down to almost towards Aja.
So yesterday night, my hubby had to turn back to go look for a hotel to sleep. He was coming from the Ekpe axis, from the farm. So he takes the Ekpe route. So because of the rain, the entire construction, there were trucks everywhere, you know. he
And the
had to
whole place
turn
was
back.
messed up.
The road was, there was no, it's not like, okay, maybe let me manage, I will find, there was no road to pass.
So the bad road from the rain now is causing
It's
this as
causing
well.
a lot of
causing the
great work on
traffic.
that side. And because, you know, there's heavy construction
Going
on.
on there. So it's really, really, so I just hope that they speed up things quickly. Because the rains
Absolutely.
are not supposed to meet those kinds of constructions happening.
That's
But
really
it's
sad.
Nigeria.
Very
Really
interesting.
sad.
We're getting used to it.
Yeah. But
Used to
our
it. I'm
boo-boo
not
was
there.
trending, no.
You and this boo-boo.
Boo-boo.
You and this boo-boo.
You know, yesterday I had taken that story when he was talking that language that he will how do I put it? And interestingly, I said that, see, your choice of words are very important. And because
Totally.
you're dealing with social media, you do not know how people will interpret it. So imagine, it just so happened that Twitter, you know, deleted his tweet,
And
you know. So it
was
tells you that these
fantastic.
people are listening.
Jack did wonderful job.
Everybody's just praising Jack. But I'm
Yes.
saying to our leaders that before you go on social media, right? I mean, don't even bother.
I
going
don't
on
even know
social
why
media.
you're talking about social media. That's not the point. The point is, why do we have poor communication? Is it just
Yes.
about social media? It's not the same thing he read out. It's not just social media. That is the way he thought best, or the people around him thought best
yeah.
to communicate
Yes.
with the citizens that put you in office.
There, yes.
You know, so that is the root cause of the
We deal with you
problem.
in a language that you understand. That's a threat. You are threatening your citizens.
See, these days I don't focus on Nigeria much.
Thank you.
I just thought
Look,
to- I
my
just thought to
mental
mention
health
it.
is number one.
I just thought
I
to mention
don't.
it.
Oh no.
You know, because I took the story yesterday, so
crazy.
it was important when I
Yeah.
saw it today. I said, okay, it means
They don't-
somebody
they don't
understood the
catch 'em.
message.
No, a lot of people understood the message.
Of course.
A lot, including Twitter.
So today we're talking health. How do we live healthy on a budget? And here's what we found as today's quote. Don't ask why healthy food is so expensive. Ask why junk food is so cheap. I mean, this is very short and simple,
But
straight to the
deep, oh.
point. It's very deep. Honestly speaking, I don't know how people, I mean, we, after our yoga session on, was it on Friday?
Saturday.
No, it was Friday.
Yes,
I went,
it's
we went to go
Friday,
get
yes.
salad, and we know how much you spent on that salad. So
And I refuse to buy.
I was not going to say that.
I
you know?
will say
So,
that.
honestly speaking, healthy food, sometimes people just, and it's true. So that's why I'm excited about this topic today. So hopefully we'll be able to get,
Absolutely.
All right, so you don't want to wake up one day retired to find yourself dealing with lifestyle diseases, those that take away from the post-retirement life you plan so carefully, diseases that you could have prevented by just taking care of your health now. So how do we start living healthy on a budget? Tochi Okafor is here to discuss this, but first we'll take a break to see what we found in the news.
You read.
All right, so a day dedicated to fighting exploitation and stigma faced by sex workers around the world, as the International Sex Workers Day, is observed on June 2nd every year. So amid the prolonged pandemic situation, sex workers are increasingly becoming more vulnerable and facing a lot of attack, right? Alienation, getting basic health facilities has also become a big problem for them. On International Sex Workers Day, activities or activists and groups supporting sex workers address myth, misconception, and discrimination that marginalize the community, who are a big chunk of the urban poor. Although sex workers is not a crime, or sex work rather is not a crime in India, many sex workers face threats and harassment, making them vulnerable to increased violence. And I think all over the world as well. So, International Sex Workers Day. You know, when the pandemic just started in, was it April last year, when there was a lockdown?
March.
Was it March last year?
Yes.
When there was a lockdown. So first few nights, you go everywhere, was quiet. By the next week, I had seen them on the, when I go to drop Francis then, our intern then,
Yes.
I'll drop him off in Lekki Phase 1. So that road, that Admiralty
Absolutely.
way, or is it Admiralty Road they call it, where I'll turn back to
Admiralty
the
way.
main gate. I used to see them one by one. I said, this would they fear COVID? Like, but they are an integral part of the society because they keep the balance. A lot of people have issues with their sex lives, you know, so I don't know. I don't discriminate against them. That's the work that they're doing and they're being paid for, so I don't know.
And aside from that, that's the
I
oldest
think you are
profession.
dressed for the conversation.
That's the oldest profession. Even
With the
way
red.
back in the
Yeah.
Bible, it has always been in the society. So it's not a crime because they're not actually doing anything to hurt anybody.
So I'd rather
they're
you
actually
go pay
doing things
a
to actually
sex worker
Than rape
have
anyone,
sex with
Than
a sex worker,
raping
than rape
someone and killing
or
someone.
Do you understand? Than rape
Absolutely.
someone or forcefully take advantage of
Absolutely.
or of your wife if she's not interested. Just go outside. You'll be fine.
Wahala.
That's if the wife
But anyway,
decides
let's
or
focus.
agrees to that.
This is not about the
It's about the discrimination.
It's about the discrimination, like you said, and the harsh conditions too, and how people think that they can treat them anyhow because they're sex workers.
That's not
So
fair.
this is a day to let people who patronize sex workers. I know people will not agree that you do, but if there is no customer, there won't be a service. So when you patronize them, please treat them like human beings. Talk to them nicely. Negotiate what you want to be done and how you want it to be done, and pay their money. Do not disrespect them. I'm talking to you. Yeah.
You
thank
know yourself, or you patronize us. Well, that's an interesting conversation. I think we should talk about it one day. Okay, enough of sex workers. All right. So, what did you find for us in the news, Issy?
Who? Me?
You.
Why didn't you go first? Okay, what caught my attention in the news today was that the President Buhari sent a bill proposed a bill to the Senate and told them to extend teachers' retirement age by 5 years. So, for me, it's not that it's a bad idea. But let me give you the breakdown of what actually happened, what he's actually proposing, that they should increase it from 5 years, from 60 years of age to 65 years of age. And they should also increase their years of service from 30 to 35 years to 40 years. And this is the reason is very simple. Basically, is to provide and harmonize retirement ages for all teachers across borders. Now, for me, it's not a bad idea. Basically, it's about the fact that we all know that in Nigeria, we all have our CV age and we have our real age. And we also know that the more we have...
all?
Most people.
Oh, okay.
We all know.
Okay.
Most of
all
us, we all know.
We all do, yeah. Go ahead.
Yes. So basically, no, I didn't say all do, you know. So basically, we also know that when we bring in the teachers, they would lack ideas, basically, the ones that are already going to be in the system for such a long time. Let's forget the fact that now that they're old, they won't be able to do their job properly as they should. They would lack agility and ideas. And we should also remember this, that their retirement benefits is what the government should actually be looking at, not basically of the age or giving them a longer period. Does that mean that they will have to work all through the years of their lives? How many more years do they have to live? Because we have a lifespan of 70, basically. But in Nigeria, currently, we have a lifespan of about 50 to 55 or 60 maximum. So things are not...
It's 45. It's 45.
So things are not balanced, basically.
Yeah.
So what the government should be actually looking at is, for me, I'm thinking they should look at housing. They should look at retirement benefits, health care, not giving them a longer period to, be in service so that they can live their life to the fullest.
All right, so Elsie, what did you find for us?
I don't even want to start with that teacher story because I don't understand what Buhari is doing. But since you understand, people are the ones in the education sector, so it's okay. Over 40,000 passports yet to be collected, and this is coming from the Nigeria Immigration Service, and it reminded me of you who want passport and you've not gotten. They say people will get head, you'll get cap, we get cap, you'll get head. So stating also that it has made, that's the NIS has made significant progress in cleaning the backlog of passport application. We call that they paused the application process and said it was going to resume on the 1st of June. But now that date has been shifted again to 8th of June rather.
Yeah.
It's basically for them to be able to clean up things and make things work. So far, they've been able to clear 230,500 applications. But for 3,350 is yet to be collected, and those names will be published on the website. That's immigration.gov.ng. So also the passport control officer would keep on sending reminder SMSs to people so that they can come collect it. So please, if you have your passport there,
Please
go ahead. So it helps them clear up
You are
things.
not helping us that want to apply.
Yeah,
Because I actually
clear
went on
things
the
and-
portal even
yeah.
just this morning to check again if I could, because I got to the stage where it was just time for me to make payments. I couldn't make payments because they said they said it's still on hold.
Yeah, till 8.
So so now I'm just hearing that it's 8. So we would wait.
Yeah.
Just that, visa applications to get dates these days, and I have to be somewhere very soon.
With me.
You are who? You that been going on your trips without me.
Wow.
All right, so good news. Good news. My story is a good news. Although it took a long time, but finally, you know how we hear stories and it just goes silent. But this, I'm happy. Unilag dismisses 2 lecturers exposed in the BBC Sex for Grade documentary. So according to the Governing Council of Unilag, Akoka, they've approved the immediate dismissal from service of 2 of the lecturers who had been found culpable in the sex for grades allegation leveled against them about 2 years ago. And, the 2 dons, Dr. Boniface, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Igben Negbebu.
He's actually a Benin man.
I don't know, I
He's
don't know how to
from Edo
pronounce my
State.
names.
And
And that's Department of European Languages, Integrated Studies, and Dr. Samuel Oladipo of Department of Economics, Faculty of Social Science, were exposed by the British, by the BBC. And I'm happy that, this is coming because the Unilag, according to the Governing Council, they had also done, whilst that expose came out, the report came out, they also now set up a committee, and finally they have reached the verdict. And this approval, this dismissed approval, was done Monday 31st, 2021. So according to the reports of the Senate committee. So I'm so happy that, finally, when people speak up, especially for things like this, and there are evidence to back your claims, of course, the university will also
do the needful.
So I'm happy about this.
Yeah, all the while they actually have been on suspension. So now the verdict they reached a verdict.
But it took them quite some time, though.
Yeah, it did.
2
But
years.
thankfully, they did this. It's important. I mean, I saw the news and I was so happy that it happened. So kudos to them. I hope this serves as a warning to the ones who are still doing
So
this.
there are lecturers that actually ask students for, for sex. You see, that's what I'm saying. That why don't you just go and look for people that will, you already
sex
have
workers.
sex
They're
worker.
available.
There are lecturers that do that. I had lecturers that asked me out, but when I said no, they respected
No
my
is
wish. Not
no.
that you not tell me that if
not,
you don't
won't
have
pass.
sex with
Yeah.
me, you will not pass. That is where the problem is. There
Or
are,
have
you
sex
are
with
allowed
this, you
to,
pass, yeah.
you are allowed to toast a babe now if you like her. But if she says no, no is no.
And they're
No
also likely
means
to lose
no.
their entitlements and everything.
Oh, yes,
that
they
should
will.
And
have
everything that they've
gotten.
worked
They will.
for.
Yeah,
I
so
mean,
The number of years they've worked, they will
Yeah.
lose it.
Sad.
That's part of the punishment.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
All right, so that's all we can take for what's in the news. When we return from the break, we're going to be talking living healthy on a budget. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
we do not understand, we will stigmatize.
What you can see is the remaining of the tanker that exploded.
The suspect equally confessed.
Now 500 naira they collect them.
If you no talk, dem go beat you.
Now 2,500 they pay.
In Nigeria, we have elected people who seem to be doing what they want to do and not necessarily what the masses want them to do.
You know, the problem is that the entire Nigeria sees Nigeria as a buffet table, and everybody is waiting for his turn at the buffet. Yeah. So what happens is, no, I won't distort Mr. A while he's in power because me, man, I want to chop my own.
I think the major thing that polarizes us in this country, apart from the quest for political power, is our ethnicity.
Religion.
So, yes, and religion, of course.
To get to the future, you have to understand the past first and foremost, and then align and change the present.
You can find a song trending, and what is the lyrics? See Mary, see Jesus, see Mary, see...
Yeah, right.
You can find another one trending.
It's a call to your spiritual consciousness. When you talk about see Mary...
No, it's not spiritual call.
Praise God, from whom all blessings flow. Welcome to your favorite program, The Moment of Truth, brought to you by the Citadel Global Community Church. Our God is a God of salvation, far above all principality and power and might and dominion, that regardless of what happens in this season, you will escape. Say to your neighbor, there is no peace for the wicked. The lazy man does not roast what he took in hunting, but diligence is a man's precious possession. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might.
Moment of Truth with Pastor Tunde Bakare. Sundays, 7 p.m. on PlusTvAfrica.
Your priorities are clear. Thanks for staying with us. Your priorities are clear. Crush debt, save for retirement, and perhaps put aside some cash for your kids. Yet you have a nagging voice in your head that's telling you to start doing more for your health. Understandable, given those Instagram photos that they're always doing. Photos of ripped bodies, delicious looking, healthy food. So however, living a healthy lifestyle doesn't have to take money away from your financial goals. There are clear ways to get the most out of your investment in healthy living. And this will result in a healthier life, a healthier you, fewer sick days off work, less money spent on hospital bills, and more energy to enjoy your family, even as you grind harder to make more money, like Elsie. So if you are on a quest to live a healthy lifestyle without breaking the bank, now we are here for you today. So please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join this conversation. Tweet at us at WaitShowAfrica1 with the hashtag WaitShow, or send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-84663. So I'm going to bring in our guests in like a minute or two. But I want to quickly ask Elsie, is this a healthy drink that you are drinking? Because I've been looking at that cup since. So how do you manage to keep healthy, live a healthy life?
Stop attacking me. Let's start from there.
You are oppressing me on Instagram.
Secondly, this is vitamin C, right? The dissolvable ones. And I realized that it helps my skin. So I stopped for a while and I started breaking out. So I think it really helps. It also helps with cold and all that. But is it 1,000 grams now?
Yeah.
A day actually helps the skin. So if you can afford it, that's what we're talking about. So it's expensive.
How many oranges can you squeeze?
Where will I be finding the oranges? But anyway, for me, healthy living is basically what I do from when I wake up to when I sleep. It's not just the food, and which includes me going for a walk, going for a run, doing a bit of our yoga. You know, I'm adding some steps into it, and then eating vegetables and fruits and supplements when I can. I don't do a lot of supplements. The only supplement I do is vitamin C, really, but I try to take fruits as well. I'm not a huge fruit fan in terms of my taste bud, but I force myself. So apples, oranges, when I see them, I take a lot of them when it's in season, I guess. I love avocado. I'm not a plant person. That's why, you know, I don't take salads like that. There has to be a certain kind of salad for me to take them, which is those certain type of salads are expensive as well. So this conversation is for me, really. Let me just cross my leg and wait a beg.
Well, let me hear, Isi, how do you manage to keep a healthy life, you know?
Basically, I take lots of fruits, lots of vegetables, and I drink lots of water. And that makes me keep a sound mind, and you know, and I am able to maintain my figure even if I'm over 40.
Tell them, they don't know it.
She's petite, but she's seen all of us. You know, but the thing, I heard that it's very important that you do fruits that are in season, right? Yeah, they're cheaper, and again, they are, so they said that the way God created the seasons, right? That every fruit in the season is very important for your health at that time, yes. So if you notice maybe rain season, you see a lot of fruits that have the vitamin C's, like, you know, the oranges and all of that.
Absolutely.
So someone said that, and I started paying attention, and now noticed that it's actually true. But let me bring in our guest. Tochi Okafor is the founder of the Excited Living Company, the first of its kind wellness company with a mission of demystifying wellness and lower the barrier to entry, making wellness accessible to everyone. She's deeply passionate about physical fitness and believes that a regular exercise regime is one of the most valuable practices that every person must adopt. Now, Tochi loves to play tennis, and she's pretty good at it. And she's joined us live in studio. Hey, Tochi.
Hey, thank you.
So I saw you just laughing away, you know.
You guys are making me laugh. It's like we're having a great time. So
yeah, we are. So tell
it.
us, you know, because every time we equate healthy living, it is always equals to expensive. It's like the formula is healthy life is equals to expensive. Is that true, or that's just people thinking that it is?
So I think we should first define what healthy means. And I think in this context is food. We're talking about food.
Let's talk general.
Yeah. So healthy is not expensive. Healthy is taking care of yourself. That's what I consider as healthy. If we talk about food, you just mentioned something very important. Eating seasonal fruits are actually is very important to your health. Because every season, you need a different type of food to maximize your metabolism. So yes, eating mango in season, you're helping your body. Like you said, December, there are different kinds of fruit. It's very important to eat seasonally. So yes, every fruit in season must be eaten in abundance. So healthy is small changes, is knowing that there's good and bad. There's no gray area in healthy. Sugar is bad, fruits are better. Refined sugar, I mean, is bad. There's no way to make it nice. So I don't think that healthy is expensive. I think more of planning healthy makes it cheaper.
Okay.
If I say planning healthy, what do I mean? For instance, I love smoothies. I take smoothies almost every day because I replace some of my meals with smoothies. A cup of smoothie is like 1,800, 2,000 on the Lekki axis. So if I'm doing 3 cups a week, that's 6,000 naira, right? But Tochi is trying to obviously live on a budget. So Tochi goes to her regular fruit seller once a week. She buys her pineapple, she buys her watermelon, she buys her bananas, everything. She comes home, she cuts it up and puts it in the freezer. That same 1/8, I will buy enough fruits to serve me 6 to 7 jars of smoothies. That's saving money.
But fruits can be expensive too.
No, you see, we're talking in comparison to getting a smoothie. Nothing is cheap in Nigeria. Let's put that on one side.
Where do you buy your fruits?
I buy my fruits from Lekki Phase 1 or Jack on the Market.
Jack on the Market.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's cheaper. I've done the math and I'm saving about 40K a month.
Wow.
Yes. Because I take smoothie regularly.
So basically being able to
plan
prepare your
in
own
advance.
smoothie.
Yes, your own smoothie works. Also your meals. You said you had a salad for how many thousand naira?
You don't want to know. I told them
no, it's not even the 1,000 naira that is the problem. If you now open the bowl of
nothing
salad,
inside.
Jehovah Shammah.
What is really a
No,
salad?
let's salad I used to buy 2K.
What is a salad? Let's talk about what's a salad, exactly.
Cabbage, avocados, tomatoes,
cucumbers,
and these things are really cheap.
They are cheap. So you're paying for air conditioning.
Console yourself.
But if you go to a restaurant, you're paying for the air conditioning, you're paying for the service. There's so much.
They didn't stay in the
else.
restaurant. Don't worry. Keep going.
But for me now,
to go.
So once a week, I go shopping. Sometimes twice. And if you go to my fridge now, there's lettuce in a bowl, there's carrots, there's cucumbers. Everything is just in different bowls, set up in the fridge. I cook, I make my salads.
Okay, so what you do is you buy in bulk, clean them up, and put them in the bowls.
Cut them up and put them in bowls.
Oh,
so they're in your fridge.
But Tochi, this thing you have said, it's not like I cannot do it. The challenge we have in Nigeria, have you seen light in your house? It's not even about time.
But how many hours of light are you talking about? I don't have 24 hours light too.
How many hours do you have?
Because, you know,
averagely at least 14 hours.
You're enjoying that.
Because I'm sure you have the same.
This whole
we don't have light this week.
She's brought up
but you have,
topic.
I'm sure you have generator.
She's brought up something.
Yes, we do have a generator, but wait, let her finish on this, Issy. We do have
generator.
generator.
To buttress what she's saying.
No, but let me finish.
Okay.
We do have generators, right?
Yes.
But the challenge with a generator is I'm not even at home all day. So why do I need? So I can't put on a generator and leave the house, right? I'm out of the house in the morning and I'm gone. So a lot of people have that problem. So that's why most people just say, you know, I'd rather just go to a store and pick up a bowl of salad.
But I'm saying that if you have at least 10 hours of power a day, which most people have at night when they sleep, your fruits will stay fresh.
For a week now,
they will stay.
I like how you're saying most people, Shao.
Most people.
In this Nigeria.
Those watching your show.
Okay, those watching our show. Okay, I like that.
What I was trying to say was, to buttress what she was saying, there are some people who do not have 24 hours light. So how do we preserve our fruits or vegetables to be able to use it within the budget?
You might not be able to preserve your vegetables, or you can preserve your fruits for things like smoothies, because once you freeze your smoothies...
Without light. Say, for example, you don't have light.
I don't think anyone watching this show doesn't have light at all.
I
don't think so.
She came for a target audience.
I don't think so that anyone that's watching this show with data does not have light at all.
Can we step away from fruits a bit and
smoothies
and talk about food? Because I love
food.
Ata, pepper. Let me taste food as a Nigerian.
Yes.
So how do I maintain that love for food and not so much fruits and all that, and still ensure that I'm taking the right thing into my body?
Yes.
You know, how do we do
So when
that?
it comes to food, think of food in two categories. Whole foods and processed foods. The more you consume from the whole food section, you are healthy. What's in the whole food section? There's beans there, sweet potato is there, yams, plantain, everything from the ground is in the whole food section. If you're eating from that section, you're going to be healthy because those foods work well with your body. That's the way God created humanity is to be eating from the ground. But everything on the shelf that has been packaged for years on the shelf, that's where sicknesses come from because we don't know what's is being put in these foods.
Try to preserve them.
To preserve them.
Yeah.
And mostly has to be chemicals. So if you're eating, just think of whole food, processed foods. How much of whole foods am I consuming? How much processed food? And the more whole food you consume, you will be healthy. And don't forget, healthy is not about size. It's more about the functioning of your liver, your kidney, your digestive system, and the foods you're eating facilitate those things. But if you eat processed foods, they disturb your system because there's too much, there's saturated fat in there, there's added sugars. Those things are not working well with your system.
Okay, so let's step away from food. I'll come to you, Issy. All right, so when we talk healthy living, right, because we were defining healthy cuts across a lot of things.
A lot of things.
Exercise, of course, water, like Issy had mentioned, drinking water. And I hear a lot of people that would say, I can't drink water to save my life. They would rather do what else is doing. They can't just see clear water and drink water, right? They have to mix it with something and all of that. Then there's exercise, right? People say, no, I don't have time and all of that. So let us even break it down to Lagos, because Lagos is a busy place where almost sometimes you leave your house at 4 a.m. It depends on where you're working. Then you don't get home till probably like 11 p.m., 11:30, and you probably have not had dinner. So you find yourself eating late at night and all of that. So maybe break down what a healthy routine should look like, you know, from your waking up like she goes running till the time she's laying down on her bed. What should you, the little things you should do that should now start to bring that healthy, life for you?
I think you first have to understand your own circumstance. You've mentioned that people have those very long hours. It's not the same for everybody. So if you don't have the time to dedicate to a 30 minutes, 45 minutes workout, you have to think of incorporated incidental activities to your day. What are those? If you work in a company where there is a lift, use the stairs instead.
Okay.
So exercise doesn't have to be in a gym. It's just moving
Being
intentionally.
conscious.
Yeah, being active, moving around. So if you're going for lunch, can you walk to where you're going to get your lunch? During lunchtime, can you go for a walk in the area? These are very small things, but they're very beneficial to your heart. So if you don't have the time, you can do that. Also, if you work in a place where you're sedentary a lot, sitting down, every 30 minutes, walk around for like 5 minutes. Because sitting down for stretches of time, this is death on a chair. Sitting down is not good. Your heart should not be at that pace for too long. You have to move. The body is created to move. So just think intentional movement. And also, knowing the lifestyle you have, maybe you're going to eat late, you have to plan around that, where maybe you're eating something that is decent at night. So you're going to be in traffic. Okay, what can I eat in traffic to hold me? When I get home, eat something else that is small. Because your body will not understand that you've come back at 11 o'clock. Sickness will come if you don't plan, if you plan or not. So it's better for you to know that you owe your body to treat your body well. So at night, pepper soup, fish pepper soup, lighter meals. There are many things you can have at night that are light.
You know what, I'm going to come to Issy. Issy will come to you, but let's just take a break.
Fish pepper soup. That's what I'm having this evening.
Okay.
Yes.
We'll be right back.
Politics has helped shape the decision of the polity, from conspiracy theories to good old-fashioned comic politics.
These are the results of tomorrow's election. You have it already, Abi.
I am not hungry. If I need appointment, all I need to do is to start praising government.
Plus, politics will fill the polls of the country, from friends to frenemies, even strange bedfellows, to clones and stooges. We go beyond the rhetorics and the drama to analyze the story behind the story.
Let everybody come and say. The moment we stop having charlatans occupy political offices, we will curtail hate speech.
Plus Politics, not just another political show. It's about putting you, the citizens, in the know.
There has to be a decision point. The way your baby is presenting, we have to rush you in. And my partner at the time was like, "You going to cut her? Are you going to cut her? Is it going to leave a scar?" And I said, "Am I a belly dancer? What is the problem here?"
No, I'm vulnerable about the future of the children, the future of mine and the future of the generation of my children.
I want to have nude pictures taken. Of you? Yes,
Yeah,
but
we
without
have
showing my private parts. I want to put it in my front room. And they said, "You can't do that. People will be embarrassed when they came into your house." I said, "Well, it's my body and it's my front room."
All the things that we do, what is the purpose of it?
I just realized that I was more trusting before I was 6.
So many women, they just feel like I have to cook for my husband, I have to breastfeed my children, I have to pick them from school.
Because society expects
Then you
them
go
to.
home and you cry and you stop your career, you can't do anything, then you blame everybody. You took that choice.
All right, so if you are just tuning in, we are learning ways we can live healthy on a budget. Now, please let us hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join this conversation. Tweet at us at WayShowAfrica1 with the hashtag WayShow, or you send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-8463. And we still have the lovely Tochi with us, giving us some correct tips.
Yes,
All right, so Issy wanted to come in.
Yes, my question goes first. We all know that for you to live well, you have to, be in the right state of mind.
Yep.
So what is the role of psychology in were healthy living?
Yeah. So, first of all, healthy living is a decision. But unfortunately, we can forget that how we live now is how we've been conditioned to live. So it's a conscious effort to break the cycle of whatever it is that we're living like that we don't like. You know, I keep saying to my friends, if you look at your parents today, if they are in hospital a lot, they are sick, then obviously their diet and their lifestyle played a role. If you don't want the same thing, you have to change the way you're living now. Because I've changed my diet totally from the way I grew up. So yeah, your psychology is important because you have to understand that the mind is where everything starts. So think about, I think is if you put yourself in a position of the kind of life you want to have, if you spend time thinking, how do I want to feel, how strong, how much energy I want to use in my older years, those thoughts would make you start to question what you're doing if it is not leading you there. So psychology is everything, how you're thinking. And I don't think that you need a particular state of mind to achieve healthy living. I think healthy living creates that state of mind. It does. So you consciously take care of yourself, you're eating well, you're exercising, you're drinking water rather than taking sugar, you're cutting down on carbohydrates, which messes up your appetite anyway. You're going to feel good. That would impact the way you think about yourself. So it's the healthy living that actually influences.
Now, some people also like alcohol a lot. They like to take alcohol. So does this also affect
Shisha. So people would take shisha.
And shisha as well.
I don't think, so I think there's room for pleasure. And we should all, you know, this
indulge.
It's tough, small.
Have one life.
We have one life. But I think everything should be in moderation. Yeah. That's all it is. You know, everything extreme is a problem. So
what do you term to be moderate?
A glass of wine with your meal, maybe twice a week. And everything depends, again, on where you're coming from. If you have illnesses, like maybe family history of whatever, then you might not even have the privilege of taking certain things. It's now whether or not you can. You know, I was speaking to a lady a few days ago. She's barely 35 and already diagnosed with diabetes and high blood pressure.
Wow.
Already, you know, and she's working with me to change everything that she eats and exercise and all of that. So it's knowing that if you have those things, you don't have some privileges. It's a privilege to have no family history of. So if you have that, then you might not have the luxury of doing shisha or any of those funny things because they're messing up your system really quickly.
Okay, let's talk about, you mentioned something regarding social conditioning and how you've been brought up and how you also decided to consciously change that for you. Raising children now, I mean, that's another thing. This smoothie and everything looks like it sounds really good for people who are taking care of themselves or their children are all grown, you know. When you're raising children, they really want junks. They want the sweet things. They want, at what age do you start cautioning them or helping them understand the importance of eating healthy? Like, do you have to start that early, and how early do you start?
So I have to say first, children eat what you give them, what they see in the house. Sigmund Freud, one of our founders of psychology, you know, he said that we are born a plain slate.
Tabula rasa.
Tabula rasa, yes.
Everything that we become, we learned. I think I agree with a lot of that particular theory. So when a child is growing up in a home, is being fed by the parents. A child does not understand healthy or unhealthy. He doesn't know what ice cream or what cake is or what salad is. He gets to find out based on what he's fed every day. So the challenge is most people start with a lot of things they don't want. They want to change the children at some point. No more ice cream, please, no more cake. Let's start doing broccoli. No. I don't know, what does that mean? You've been giving me ice cream for 2 years. You can't just come and take away my ice cream. And ice cream is sweet. It's tasty. Broccoli, not so much.
Very addictive taste. Yeah.
Yes, because the whole point of sugar is to drive up your appetite anyway. So the more sugar you're consuming or the more carbohydrates, the more hungry. Your appetite is just running up. But the more whole food, sweet potato you're consuming, fiber, your appetite is dropping. So for a child, it's basically what you expose the child to. I was with my friend a few weeks ago, and there was a girl, she was trying to feed her child. She doesn't like vegetables. I said, what does that mean? She doesn't like, do you eat vegetables? She said, no. How would you like it? It's what you give your kids. I think that's how it starts because, you know, what I've been eating up until now is what I was fed as a child. Then I grew up and I decided to make things different. I can imagine when I have my children, I don't drink soda. They will not drink it because they will not be in my house.
You know, I love what you said because my sister raised her children up until they were like age 5. They had never tasted candy.
Yeah.
But it was, you know, when they go for all these parties and all of that, that somebody now gave them candy that they tasted it. So now she just tries to indulge them maybe once in a while, but they were not used to. So I love what you said. It's the truth. It's the absolute truth. And even for us as adults, if we notice that we have those issues, you know, all we need to do is to go back and condition our mind, you know. And you see, the thing you said that really struck me, because I remember when I started becoming conscious about weight journey and everything, you would eat certain things to a point that you just completely lose interest. It's not like I see the rice and I am craving for it, but because I know that it will give me weight. No, the taste bud, I completely lost the taste. So when somebody is praising jollof rice, I don't know what it means. Do you understand? So that, for me, I think, is that discipline. You know? So where's the role of discipline in terms of healthy lifestyle? Because a lot of times people think, oh, it's easy to do it.
No,
but
it's not.
when it's time for actual practice, you know, you find, and again, the psychology that people must eat a certain quantity, you know, before you are full. I keep saying that, no, it is your mind playing a trick on you. It is your mind. Right? Because now, my tummy wall has so shrunk that there's just so little I can eat that I'm full. It's not like I'm trying to form for you and all of that. That's number 2. Then the final one is vegetarians, people that go and go vegan, you know, and all of that. I beg me, I like meat. I don't know. because when they break it down, you almost think like, I think I need to go become a vegan for me to be a healthy person. But is that, you know, let me know.
No. I don't think there should be any extremes. I think veganism is a choice. Again, it's a choice. I don't think they are healthier or I don't think so. But I do understand the place of meat management. Let me call it that.
Yeah.
And I think it's more a conversation in Nigeria because we generally eat a lot of animal protein. You know, I can imagine a fada sauce. There's like averagely 10 pieces of small pieces of meat. Shaki, everything inside. And meat has been known to be a problem with indigestion. They say, researchers are saying it takes about 72 hours to digest meat. If you're eating that kind of food every day, you know, you're putting so much pressure on your digestive system. All kinds of meat. Red meat. Chicken about 48 hours. Fish is the one that is fastest, 24 hours.
Goat meat, uncle.
It's still meat. It's red meat now. I don't know where we got all this white meat.
Healthy. Hey, now you're not. So are you saying? No, wait. There's nothing
wrong with meat. There's the problem with.
You are becoming not my friend anymore.
Are you saying goat meat is not better?
Than what?
Than red meat,
beef. I don't think it would be better than what's the science behind? Why is it better?
So
it's red meat now. Why is it better? So it's not white meat. It's red. Chicken is white meat.
Wow.
Why is goat meat?
Okay, continue.
Wow.
She's no longer my friend. Let me not put it out there.
I've heard it before, but I don't know what makes them say that. I need to. I don't understand. It's goat.
The logic behind, because I hear that lamb and goat meat are better than beef. So you see a lot of people switching. They switch to lamb and they switch to this thing. But before you've not finished the question.
Yeah. What was the question again?
Even myself, I forgot it. What is that? So the vegan thing is not really extreme, right?
It's not really extreme. What do you mean?
No, so the vegan thing, you don't have to go to that extreme.
No, you don't have to go to the extreme. No, I think the meat is good. Meat has some it's like the most complete protein that there is. But it's just the consumption level. Some people are eating meat morning, afternoon. It's too much meat. So there's nothing wrong with eating meat, but it's just where you are.
So maybe you should eat once a week. So
not once a week. Not once a week.
The second one was on the psychology where people relate quantity to being filled. You know, what's the psychology behind it?
It's how they were raised with food. And also, I know someone now that is overfeeding his children. I tried to talk to them a while ago. But I know of his background that he grew up in a home where there wasn't a lot. Some people are overcompensating. You know, so they're overfeeding. And if a child grows up eating big portions, it's not going to just stop. And you're setting that child up for obesity, actually. So yes, people associate eating, evidence of good living.
Yeah, so eat as much as you
I
want.
want
I have
you
the
want.
money.
You have the money. Let's eat 10 pieces of meat. Let's eat all those things. I remember growing up, they used to say those that ate Titus fish were poor people. And you grow up and find out that's one of the most healthy fish.
Yeah. So healthy, yeah.
It's the whole psychology.
And I love that fish a lot.
I love it.
So abroad, they eat protein.
Yes.
And small carbs.
Yes.
That's so I don't understand these red meats. This important. Let's just leave it.
They eat
because
protein, but
what they do is their main dish is the protein, is the meat,
which is good. But
and
our main meal is the carb. And the problem. Carbohydrates is and our carb is rice.
Yeah.
It's not even the carb, So those things are the challenge that we have. We have a very high carb, high animal protein as well.
Okay, so if we're talking about the things we had growing up,
yes,
and which is something I still live by in terms of swallows that you just mentioned now, eba or semo, whatever it is. I'm a believer of having like really small semo, and then whatever vegetable,
a lot of soup,
a lot of it. Yes. Is that all right?
Yeah, it works out, yes.
God bless my mother.
I think everything is, we have to think of portions. I've seen portions that scare me.
Yeah.
People eat.
So
people eat.
So how is this thing going to go down this person? But let's hear you.
So if you have to give the viewers, your viewers, the nuggets, quick nuggets on what are the fundamentals of being fit. So what would that be?
I would say refined sugar. Cut it as much as you can. Cut it really low because refined sugar is a problem. That's especially the sodas. There's a research that came out, and some drinks have as much as 17 teaspoons of sugar. That's a lot. Yes, so people are taking it every day as part of their water intake. That's it. That is. So I think sugar should be really watched. Eat a lot of your meals from the whole food section. We have an abundance of whole foods. Any food that is from the ground, you can tell the original state, that food is good for you. The problem is the things on the shelf, we don't know what is inside. So I just say processed food, avoid.
That means you mean that repounded yam.
Yes.
Is the deal.
It's whole food, yeah. It is.
What's another doing flour?
No, that flour is not good. I don't know what's inside.
Do you know?
The real, if you're going to eat pounded yam,
but then women supporting women, they say it's punishment. The man is punishing them for pounding yam.
But
men pound yam.
Yeah, so
go ahead.
So swapping soda, I'm saying whole food rather than processed food. Sleep. Sleep. Oh my goodness. Sleep 7 hours. People used to boast of, I sleep only 2 hours a night. 4 hours a night, your brain will just shut down. Just know that the less sleep you have, the less productivity you're actually executing every single day. I
totally agree with that.
Sleep is so important. Sleep is so important. So I think if you can think of foods in 2 categories, whole food, processed food, eat more of your food from there. Drink water. Water is your best drink. Yeah. Just know it's your best. Consume most of your drinks.
It is my best.
Yeah, it has to be your best, and then of course sugar, cut down refined sugar. Okay. Yeah, and I think if you have light, for those that have more light, buy your fruits, in bulk, buy your vegetables, put in your fridge, because with healthy you have to plan. If you don't plan healthy, you will eat anything. If you are hungry, there's nothing you can do with your rational thinking when you are hungry. You eat anything you find. So I remember when I was working in the bank, I used to carry my lunch to the office. And although it was all rice and chicken, but it was also to cut costs. I didn't have a lot of money. I was earning small. So I'll carry my lunch to work, put in the fridge, eat. All those things save costs. So outsourcing your meal is one of the most expensive lifestyle in Lagos, I think. Because restaurants are really...
Now, a lot of workers, they like to go to the office, like you said, with their coffee, or they go to the office with their tea and stuff like that. But some people would rather, go to the office with a smoothie or something, that they can actually munch on, like fruits or something.
Yes.
So would it be okay to say to live a healthy life, you can go to the office with your smoothie, or you can go to the office with your little fruits and you'll be filled with it?
Of course, yes. Because you'll be hungry. You have to make room for snacks every day. There has to be
and your snacks can be I snack a lot on cucumbers and nuts.
Carrots. I snack on nuts as well. Yeah, your snack, you have to make room for hunger. Most people just think, even if you're on a diet or you're a healthy person, you're still going to get hungry at least 3 times a day. So it's what are you going to be eating in those times that really
And the
helps you.
in-between.
And the in-betweens,
I know our time is almost over, but very quickly, just to add a bit more of the exercising into this conversation,
Yes.
are there very easy day-to-day routine that you can tell people to do, aside the one you mentioned in terms of walking around?
Yes.
And without having to go to the gym?
Yeah, because
what
that's
can
the
they
budget
do
part, yeah.
Yeah, there
in their
are
house?
stretches
Yeah.
you can do at home. I think everybody can squeeze 20 minutes. If you actually have to try and squeeze 20 minutes. If you live in an estate, that is your exercise. Yeah, that's a gym.
Yeah.
If you live in a nice neighborhood, just go for a walk. Try and not just go for a walk. Try and put a jog in there. Because sometimes these walks are just, they become playful. And your heart needs a bit of exertion.
Pump.
Yeah, it needs a bit of pump. So just put a bit of jog in there. Jog, walk, jog, walk, jog, walk. Just put a bit of pressure on yourself. Yeah, but I think everybody has to try and make 15, 20 minutes out of it to work out. And in the office, you can do some stretches. There are loads of stretches you can do just to get your body, you know, if you're working on a laptop for a long period of time. So yeah, there are many, but I'm not sure I can just, if I had my gym clothes, I'd jump in there. But I don't have my gym clothes.
You know, so someone that is struggling right now, I mean, trying to start, you know, person is obese and all of that, you know, the person just wants to just start today now.
Yes.
What would be your counsel? Then we'll wrap up on that.
My swap everything you're drinking, drink only water. First of all, just try and get 2.5 liter of water into your body every single day. Sugar, just cut it off. If you're obese, then you're already on the risk side. You know, it's funny, I had a friend, someone was talking to me a few days ago, and he's been told by his doctor to lose 30 kg.
Wow.
That's a lot of weight. And then he tells me, oh, I've stopped taking sugar, I'm taking honey now. I'm like, some honey have sugar.
Yeah, you have to be sure it's the
You
original.
have to be sure it's the original. So if you are trying to lose 30 kg, your focus should not be replacement. It should be elimination.
For now.
For now. Get into the swing of things, then later you can start to
reintroduce
it. So it depends on where you are on your fitness journey, but starting today, cut out sugar, drink water, you know, forget the processed food, eat your beans, eat your yam. Yam, yes, everything with portion control in mind, but eat your food, your sweet potato, your plantain, just eat from that section. Forget the packets, noodles, forget those special package quinoa. I heard they are healthy, but they're so expensive. So just eat the foods that are available in our environment and you'll be fine. And it's cheaper.
It also help to get rid of those things around you, especially in your fridge and
yes,
in your house.
do a audit, a quick audit of your, take
so that when
away.
you crave something, you see something around you.
You won't have it in your environment,
You know, honestly, I don't have any kind of soda. So when I have guests, I have to go and buy because I don't have it in my house.
Exactly.
We don't drink, even my children
don't drink. It works. It does. I think your environment has to shift.
You have to put
to facilitate what you're trying to achieve. Yeah,
I agree with that.
Been a very amazing. So I'm now your friend again.
Oh,
we are still spraying on the meat.
On the goat meat, all the goat meat I've been eating.
I see us ordering goat meat that day. No, we don't want beef.
I think it's red. Everybody will get iron.
Go and research this thing.
All right, thank you,
I'll go and
ladies.
research
Yes.
Thank you, ladies. You research it so when we bring you back.
Yes.
I'll say it's okay.
We tell us that we're right.
All right. So, thank you, ladies. Elsie and Isi. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
All right.
me.
So if you missed today's quote, here it is again. Don't ask why healthy food is so expensive. Ask why junk food is so cheap. That's Nutritious Snob as a quote from them. So just put the question right. We'll see you live tomorrow at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.
Welcome to The Breakfast.
A breakfast where we unbundle top and big stories of the day.
Is vaccine the only way out of this pandemic?
No, definitely not.
Many Ghanaians just want a peaceful election and they are hoping there will be no rigging.
There is nothing bad in borrowing for infrastructure. The minister added that he was impressed.
Please come and see yourself what we are doing with the money we have borrowed.
It's very important the way we brand ourselves
is the way people will carry us.
It's just the driver of the two vehicles that were completely burned. This one was here screaming.
What do you recommend the government do to support this sector?
Direct intervention, that's what every government all over the world has done.
We are not a parallel security structure. A Motepu core is a complementary core.
What I will not encourage Christians to do is to carry dagger and follow anybody. No.
Join us on The Breakfast, 7 a.m., Monday to Friday.